Hello, my name is Natalie of Raise Learning. I'm going to show you how you can add an observation in our product Lift, Learning Involving Families and Teachers. There are two ways you can add an observation in Lift, one from inside the child's portfolio and two using the QuickObs tool. The only difference is that one has the child details automatically pre-selected and the others in the QuickObs tool you have to choose the group and then the child, otherwise they're essentially the same. When adding an observation, the first thing we have to do is choose the type of observation which we're entering, and there's a wide variety of techniques to choose from. In this case, we're going to select anecdotal. And then we're going to enter the date observed. You can use the calendar pick tool or you can directly enter the date into the field. Next, we're going to input the detail of our observation. Here you can hide from a parent view. This is very important if an observation is in draft or it's sensitive and you may want to discuss it with the parent first. Now I'm just going to type up the detail of the observation. What did I see and or hear? You can write up your observations in any way you would like. Here I'm just writing about what I saw in an anecdotal or summary way. You can always go back and edit any of these observations later by going into the View and Edit from the detailed observation screens. Here's where we write up the interpretation of the learning that's occurring. And here's where we record any background notes, anything that helps the reader better understand the observation. Adding images is simple. You just click Choose File, or in IE, another browser, it will say Browse. Just select this button and this will open up your Explorer, and from this you can go to where your images are stored on your computer. Then we're going to choose our image and hit Open. And then we're going to the next image box. Choose our image, hit Open again. We can add up to 3 photos in Lift for each observation. Here is where, for tracking and prompting purposes, we link to the Early Years Learning Framework. In Lift, we prompt you to choose the most significant of the EYLF outcomes that you've observed. To explain why we do this, let's go back to the interpretation of learning that is occurring. Here's where we have explained our analysis of the observation, and we can make notes on one or more EYLF outcomes in a qualitative as opposed to quantitative way. We can see that 3 or more Early Years Learning Framework outcomes could have been chosen. More often than not, all 5 learning outcomes. However, it's important to note that not all of these outcomes carry equal significance. Hence, to ensure we holistically cover the breadth of EYLF outcomes, which is why we track quantitatively, in Lift we ask you to consider the most important EYLF outcome observed. As you can see in Lift, all of the menus are dynamic. you can chop and choose till you've decided on the EYLF outcome that you're most satisfied with. Also in LIFT we can use milestone data. Here we can use this to assess how a child is progressing or make notes if there are any concerns. I'm just going to show you this quickly here, how typical milestone data is. But we'll delete that for this observation. LIFT encourages strengths-based programming, and this is why after every time you observe an observation, we prompt you to consider what are the possibilities and opportunities. Here I'm going to write what I'm going to do to extend on Ryder and Ethan's enjoyment of the spy theme. And then I'm going to link it to this program because I actually want to extend on it and respond on it straight away. But you could link it to a future program also. The thing here is that you don't need to remember that you wanted to link this up if you link it to a future program, because it'll show up in the programming page when you come to program for that cycle. So finally, we're going to link to a service goal, and we're going to choose which of our own service goals or philosophy statements that we've uploaded to LIFT that this particular observation either shows or our future activity, our opportunities and possibility are going to extend. And then we hit submit. Now quickly I'm going to show you how to print your observation. So it's going to open up in the observations page. We're just going to click view detailed printable report. It automatically will choose the last month's worth of observations, but you can change the dates there. And here we go. Here's the observation. We can print this observation easily. Just remember to always ensure that the headers and footers are kept clean. So if you've got them selected, you'll see URLs and dates, and we don't want those in our observation prints. Hit print and we're done.